This review might be a little bit different only because it was raining when I went. It was a giant rainstorm that was happening at that time in Vegas. It is a little bit different when it rains. Still, it was Vegas, and this is the El Cortez. Booking online, easy, simple. I mean, most of the time they are. Sometimes they do run slow. I have had occasions where they don't even work at all. This one was pretty quick and easy. I didn't know that it was a pavilion. I didn't know what a pavilion was. I didn't know that there was a difference between the pavilion and the tower. The website was easy. I wish they would show more photos of where the rooms are and how things are going to be, but still, the website is nice. Parking at the El Cortez, it's nice. It has a nice big parking garage. The only problems I saw were there was no validation for your parking, so it didn't necessarily feel like it was the safest parking. I mean, there was a security guard, but it didn't feel like the safest parking lot. I mean, it was nice that it was a big indoor parking garage. That was nice. It was nice that they had a valet service in the front where you could just drop your car off and valet would take your car and park it in the garage. It didn't really feel the most secure inside the garage. Yeah, there were cameras, but I just felt like the security there, it was just lacking. They have these wristbands, and you use these wristbands on the elevator and also to open your door. I cut mine off immediately and just stuck it in my wallet like it was a key card. I didn't like it. It feels like it feels like an old, cheap way of doing things. It was nice that you had to use the wristband to the pad, and then you would touch the button on the panel. For the elevator. That was nice. You can literally see there's puddling in the walkway, and you had to walk over these. I myself and others got their feet and their shoes soaked because nobody was cleaning these. They weren't making sure that there weren't puddles there. They just left the puddles there. Entering inside of the hotel room, the door was stuck. It was like I had to shove it and push it in to try to get in. So many amenities and so many features of this hotel were just old and dated. As we look out the window, there's no view, which is really upsetting. Looking outside of that window was depressing. The sink was nice. It had a nice modern top. The air conditioning above it just looked dirty. The light fixtures for the sink were nice. They looked nice and modern. But, you know, the air conditioning above it just looked dirty. The filter looked like it needed to be changed. At least they gave you some soap and some shampoo. As I got closer inside of the sink, I started seeing little black marks inside of there, and I started seeing that, okay, that once you get a closer look to things in this hotel room, you can start seeing there's dirt. And as I go underneath the sink at the floor is really dirty. There's little scuff marks everywhere. The closet next to it had an ironing board, and it had a little rack for you to hold your luggage, and it had a little safe. I decided to start now checking out the safes to make sure if they work. Just so happened I checked this one out first time checking it out, and it didn't work. Actually, I saw you're supposed to put in the PIN number and just press enter and it should work, and I can only imagine that most of the other things don't work in here. And the shelf here. It's a bit dirty. There's like scuff marks and little dirt going on here, and there's once again like handprints on the ceiling. I guess it's a work panel right here. I don't know if it's a hair from a brush, but it's just little scuffs and kind of dingy in the closet. Walls are smudged, and it looked like multiple people wiped their hands on the walls of this place. Or I don't understand who's wiping their fingers on the walls of hotels. They had this filter that was above the toilet, and it was dirty. The light inside of the bathroom was very, very dim. And this is dirt. This is legit dirt, because I cleaned this tub. I had to clean this, and I wiped it down, and the wipe was dirty. Like, this was dirt. This wasn't just years of grime. This was dirt. What do we pay for in these rooms if it's not for at least the cleanliness? The shower head was grimy, and it had like lime scale and rust deposits on there. At least the handle wasn't the dirtiest. It looked like nice chrome, but the rest of this shower was just filthy. You can see there's just like this is dirt. This is scuff mark. This is dirt. This is grime that I scrubbed off. So you can clean this bathroom. It's cleanable. I was able to clean a lot of it. The top of the toilet had some little marks on there, and the toilet itself wasn't necessarily the dirtiest thing. It wasn't the worst. Let's look at the floor of the bathroom here, and you can start seeing here in the corners that there's just these little deposits of dirt and grime and dust, and I don't know what it is. It's like there's oil or just dinginess. It's grimy. There's a lot of just filth going on in this bathroom. The walls are always stained. And as I get into the corner, I could see that they basically just pile everything into the corner where there's hair, dirt, dust, all the debris and kind of dirtiness, griminess that just goes on here, and they just put it in the corner for somebody else to just take care of. We see here in the corners that they're dirty. So as we see here, we now start looking at the thermostat. I have no idea how old this thermostat is. It was very, very old. It didn't work since it was rainy. It was very, very humid. So it got humid in that room, and it was disgusting. As I would take a closer look, this wall outlet is like they're installed wrong or just falling off. I think it's installed wrong. I look underneath this bench, and I see that there's some food, dirt, or trash underneath here. Let's go ahead and take a look at this coffee maker. You know, they had at least a coffee maker, and the coffee makers are always nice. It's nice to see a coffee maker at least. There was a refrigerator. It's always nice to see a refrigerator. I always like when a hotel has a refrigerator. The only problem is this refrigerator didn't work. It wouldn't cool down anything. It was warm inside there, and not just was it warm, it was dirty. It's not just dirty with like food stains, but with like hair. And this is a bad refrigerator. It's dirty. You can see there's scuff marks, there's hair, it's grimy, it's gross. It kind of had like a musty smell to it. The only good thing was I guess underneath it there was no trash underneath it. That was nice. They had a big, nice flat screen TV, but I don't see it being that big of a feature anymore. Yeah, they had a smoke detector. It's nice to have safety. I always like that. They had this nice dresser underneath the TV. It was old and scuffed and damaged, and It was a bit dirty on top. At least they had the remote control was in a bag. I thought that was a nice feature. Also, they give you complimentary waters. That's always a nice feature too. I deeply appreciate any hotel that gives you water. Cortez will give you at least 2 little bottles of water for you, and you have a little ice bucket here. And we'll go through these drawers, and I always go through the drawers just to see if there's any sort of graffiti or anything left behind inside of them. Sometimes they're broken or damaged or don't even work. As we look underneath the dresser here, we see there's some trash. There's one of those bags that they have the remote controls in, so the TV remote control bags, they don't always end up in the trash. Sometimes they just end up on the floor. They had these nice kind of vintage paintings on the wall. They were nice. The door was, like I said, stuck, so I had to actually push it in to make sure it even locked. It at least had your own personal lock that you can lock, but there was no second lock. I always prefer there to be chain lock, some backup lock that I can use up as myself that can prevent even the hotel from going in. These curtains, I like the way they look. Lamp right here on the ceiling, it was a nice lamp. The only problem with it was that it was crooked. So they had these 2 beds, and the 2 beds looked clean, but once you get a little bit closer, you start seeing these little stains and scuffs on the top bed cover, and you start seeing there's little stains on the pillows, and nothing too big, but there are some little things. I'm checking out the side here, and I see this outlet with the burn mark. This is a safety concern. It's even burned on the wall. They really need to fix this. I'm going to go ahead and take off the covers for the bed here, and first I'll go ahead and check out the pillows, and the pillows don't look too bad. They don't have any real big visible stains on them. The gold long one kind of had a couple of stains on it, but not too bad. And as I take off the linen off the bed, I noticed that on the mattress guard, it has these stains and these little spots of brown and gray, and it looks gross. At least they had a nice base for the bed, so you can't just like throw something underneath it. That's a nice little safety thing, at least. They have a landline phone for you. They have a lamp right here, and they have maybe the most technologically advanced item in the room, their clock radio. And the clock radio was nice. It at least wasn't falling apart. It just kind of looked a little dirty. Bedside dresser was nice. It just looked old, and the drawers did kind of stick a little bit, but underneath it, when I first saw that when I was recording, I honestly thought it was a cockroach. I thought there was a dead cockroach underneath there, and I had to get a close-up of it just to make sure that it's just an almond. On the next bed, it's a queen size, just like the first one. There's a little rip on the throw blanket. Found some more stains on the pillow. Seems like these gold pillows kind of get stained and tossed around, I guess. I guess maybe there was a little bit of lint on the bed. As I start taking the bedspread off, I start noticing that the blankets on the bed are stained, and there's little marks everywhere. And I look underneath the pillows, and I'm checking out the pillows, trying to see if I find anything, seriously marked or damaged on them. No, they're pretty good. Checking out the bed frame, seeing if there's anything. And I take off the bed sheet cover. I see that the mattress guard, or the mattress cover, has these red marks on it, and I'm hoping it's makeup and it's not blood, but I don't know what it is. If the red marks on the bed wasn't enough to deter me from sleeping on that bed for that night, later on in the night when I come back, I look at the bed and I find a little cricket or grasshopper is just hanging out on the bed. I'm looking through the carpet, and then on the carpet, on the floor, it's just dirty. I mean, there's no real rips, there's no real big stains, but it's kind of dirty. go ahead and check things out with the black light here. And as I start looking at the bed with the black light, I start going over those stains, and I'm not seeing any other real big visible stains. I don't know exactly what they are. I just know I'm not sleeping on that bed. Checking out the rest of the bed, trying to see if there's any more stains, and I do find a lot more stains on the wall. These little stains on the wall, and there's little stains on the dresser underneath the TV. See these little glowing marks underneath here, and I think they're just paint. I think they're just like trying to fix it or restore it, but it just looked weird. So I don't know what they are, but there's a lot of them all over it. You can kind of see some of the dust that's accumulated on this coffee maker. Checking out the refrigerator to see inside of it with the black light, and you can start seeing that there are some stains and some glowing things going on here. A little gross. All I know is whenever I see glowing stains, I either know I have to clean that area or to stay away from it. When I was looking at the floor, I found this little thing, and I don't know if that's a toenail or if it's just a glowing piece of trash. And I'm checking out the bed, the stains here, and trying to see if I see any more with the black light. And no, just the ones that we've already seen, and they kind of show up a little bit more, but you know, I'm not seeing any real big, huge marks. I'm checking out the pillow here, and I do see that there is a little stain on this pillow. Found a stain on this lamp here. At least the phone was pretty clean, so looks like they're at least kind of wiping these things down. The floor in here was like glowing with stuff. I have no idea what that is, but it just shows how dirty this floor is and how dirty this place is, because I keep on finding just a lot of glowing stains in corners. See if I find anything. I'm looking underneath. The sink spigot head isn't the dirtiest I've seen. There's ones that I've seen that are dirtier. This one at least looks like it's somewhat clean. And I'm looking at the rest of this counter, and it's not the worst, but I do find these little stains all over the walls. And now I'm in the bathroom, and I find more stains, and there just looks like kind of a little bit like a Jackson Pollock over here, with all these little speckles everywhere of glowing stains in the corners, how it just glows. I just use this because it helps illuminate certain features and certain spots that I can't see, and usually these areas that do glow would contain some sort of either bacterial growth, or it's some sort of maybe human bodily fluid. It could also just be regular oil, so I'm not certain, but I do know that when I do see them, I should clean these areas, especially if I'm going to be touching them. The bathroom's fan, there was dust and there was debris, and you can see how it's illuminating all throughout the crevices. On the shower head, it had a little bit of glow spots. The shower was really dirty, and there was some glow marks in the corner, and you can see underneath here that they have a little bit of a glow area. In the corners, you can see a little bit more of this dirt. Shower drain, there was some more glow. You could see how there's certain areas that are faintly glowing, so it just lets me know that I should just go over these things and clean them, or just not touch them. And then that's usually what I do too. I just stay away from a lot of the areas where they're just glowing. The shower, it has some areas that are glowing, and there's some more dinginess. You can really see some of the deposits of dirtiness that are going on here. There are some just dirty areas on this bathroom. And in the corner where I found all this dirtiness, I was able to find like a dripping stain going down, and then the corners illuminated with this black light. When I look over here and I see that there's just green and blue, and you can see all this dust and dirt and grime, and it's really gross. One of the biggest extra features that the hotel had was the history. Casino's nice. They have a lot of slot machines. There's lots of gaming. There's lots of areas for. They had a lot of photos, a lot of things just showing how much growth and how much progress the El Cortez have had. Also, the previous guests that they've had. It's nice being able to see all those past events. That they do also have some really nice bars. They have some nice restaurants. They even have Subway. They do have a piano. They just did some remodeling too. Lots of areas for a person to go ahead and just have fun and just relax. And they even have a sport booking place. They have already these bars on the casino floor where you can sit down, have a drink, play. There are some really good extra features at the El Cortez. I did like their casino. Overall, how was the El Cortez Hotel and Casino? I liked the hotel. I liked the history of it. I liked how it looks. But the rooms, this room was old. This room did not have as many features as I wish it would have. It feels like you're not getting exactly what you paid for. It kind of feels overpriced, and I felt like the rain really did hurt my experience. And you should never go to Vegas when it's raining. It is not fun. It kills the mood. It dampers the spirit. I still think that the room itself was pretty bad. Booking the room was pretty easy. It was a pretty good website. It had lots of information. I wish they could have shown more photos. Booking the room, I give it a 10. Cost of the room, I felt like it was overpriced. For what I paid for and what I got, I paid like nearly $200, and I did not get a $200 room. Considering, if I'm not mistaken, I paid with tax and everything $123 at the Plaza. And that was a pretty good room. Cost of the room, I'd give it a 4. Parking, at least it was indoor, big parking garage. I just wish it was a little bit safer. I really feel like it wasn't safe. It's just, I always would like more safety. But I mean, the parking garage was big, it was spacious, it was easy to get in and out. So for parking, I'd give it a 7. For room safety, I liked how you had to use your key card in order to ride the elevator to get to the floor. I thought that was a great idea. I'd much rather have a third lock on my room. I didn't feel like it was that safe. It was nice. For room safety, I'd give a 5. For bathroom, at least a somewhat modern bathroom, but once again, they have curtains on the shower, and when you take a shower with the curtains, the water gets everywhere, and then there's just water damage everywhere. The bathroom did have like a musty smell to it. It had some modern features, but it was pretty much just kind of old and dirty. So the bathroom, I'd give a 4. The beds were nice. They were queen size, but they were old. They were kind of dirty, and both of them had stains, and in the end, one of them had a bug on it. The bed springs, you can feel them when you're laying down on them. It's not comfortable having bed springs poking into your back. So for the beds, I'd give a 4. I didn't see any big stains on the floors and ceilings. Like I said, the floor needed to be vacuumed. But yeah, I mean, it wasn't the worst floor. I didn't see any real big stains or damages. For the floor and ceilings, I'd give a 5. The furniture was old, and the refrigerator didn't work. The safe didn't work. The furniture, it was kind of old and dingy and kind of falling apart and kind of broken, and some of it wasn't working. And the air conditioner wasn't working. I'm counting that as part of the furniture now because I don't know where else I would put that. So for furniture, I'd give it a 3. They do have some nice extra features. They had bars, they had restaurants, they had a lot of gambling. They themselves have the old coin-operated poker machines too. So they have like a nice old casino style. Extra features, I would give a 6. The casino itself, I thought it was a nice casino. I think the vibe, the style, and the aesthetic of the casino is great. The casino has a nice, charming retro style, and the rooms just feel old and cheap and like they're falling apart. At least the room I stayed in. Casino, I'd give an 8. In all, as a total for the Cortez hotel room, I'd give a 56, because in the end, the room, certain things just didn't work, or there were just bugs, or it was just dirty. I do want to thank all of you for watching. Thank you so much to everyone who has commented or subscribed. Thank you all for giving me this opportunity to make this video for you all, and thank you for your time, and have a good day.